Like that. I like that. Everybody, welcome back to an episode of Frank Presents the Play Call. We are joined. Everybody's on today. Look, Nikki's on, June's on, Bree's on, I'm on. Our guest analyst is supposed to come on from his room. I don't know what he's doing, but you know what that is.
My birthday twin.
Yeah, your birthday twin, my broke best friend. Anyways, real quick, go around the room. Everybody, how y'all doing? Nikki, what's up? You start with you first.
Hey y'all. All the way from I can't even say sunny California or sunny San Diego because it's not sunny. It's actually cold. I'm over this bad weather. Can you remember when I was in Hawaii? But I'm here. Yes, I am.
June, what's up, bro?
What is up? How you guys doing? Another beautiful retired day on my spring break. You know, I needed some time off after 2 weeks of work. But I'm here.
Breathe.
He's a lazy dog.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. My birthday is tomorrow. I'm in Pensacola, Florida for the next 6 weeks for school, so doing good.
Must be nice.
That's outstanding. Outstanding. I'm still at transfer.
June went to this school like 30 years ago, so
Yeah.
he probably forgot.
You
It
did.
was 3 years.
All right, y'all. So let's go. Bree, take it away. We got a lot of news to cover, a lot of trades that happened, free agency signings. So let's not waste no time and just get into it. Bree, it's all yours. Oh, let me let you share screen too. If you have something to share. Don't
Okay.
by yourself in the room.
I don't right now. I don't, but something's gonna pop up and I'm gonna show y'all. My eyes, look how puffy. I know the lighting is bad, but my eyes are so puffy because of my allergies. But I'm gonna kind of go in order when things first started. Since we last recorded, so the Bears traded up the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers in exchange for a big time compensation, including multiple first rounders. Chicago loads up and lands at number 9 while Carolina can draft a quarterback in the future. The Bears received the number 9, the second and the first in 2024, a second in 2025, and DJ Moore. And Carolina receives the top pick. The Bears might be good in that division.
I think the Bears are smart. I think the Bears won in that trade. They got a solid number 1. Claypool could be number 2. They have a speedster that could be number 3. They're far away from being maybe a contender for the Super Bowl, but they are a lot better than they were last season going into this season. I'm gonna say the same thing we said last time about Jalen Hurts. This is really gonna be on Justin Fields. What can he do different? Can he mature and develop into more of a passing quarterback than just running and show maturity in his second year, or his going into his second year, right? Yeah, so that I think the Bears won. And the Panthers are doing the right thing.
This is third year.
Third year, right? Third?
Yeah, because he did it with Trevor. It's his third.
So yeah, he's going into his
his
third
third
year.
year.
Okay, he didn't start his
Yeah,
first.
he's going to his third year.
No,
he didn't. Okay, so his third year, second.
Who started then? Who started for the Bears?
Andy Dalton.
It wasn't him.
Dalton, right?
Andy Dalton.
No, it was Nick Foles.
Yeah.
It was Nick Foles.
Yeah, it was Nick Foles because we transferred.
Super Bowl 52 MVP. Nick Foles.
Yeah. Good job.
That's after the Jaguars.
Anyway, yeah. So more development. That's what I think about it. I think the Panthers are building. They're doing right. They're gonna build. You know, that's my take on it.
Jim?
On which part? What was the initial? Because I don't want to go off topic.
The Panthers get the number 1 spot. The Chicago Bears get all these picks and DJ Moore.
Yes. I think it's very interesting, you know, because I know they picked up Frank Wright as the head coach over there. So I think any quarterback that goes over there, he being a decent quarterback coach, is gonna have some type of development. So I don't think it's a bad deal. It's very interesting for Fields, though. You know, what are the Bears gonna do? Are they gonna keep? You know, are they gonna take the same? What's the word I want to use? Are they gonna rip the same page as the Eagles somewhat, right? Because now you got that mobile quarterback, you get some decent running wide receivers and a decent running back. So is that the route we're gonna take in Chicago?
Yeah, they're fairly similar in quarterback styles, Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields.
He looking at Justin Fields' numbers this year, they won one. Well, he played 10 games in 2021, so he played 15 in 2022. He went 3-12. He threw his completion percentage went up like 2% from 58 to 60. He went from 1,800 yards to 2,242, from 7 touchdowns to 17. He had one more interception than he did last year. But I mean, the other numbers are great. You know, I think that he's trending upwards. So hopefully he matures more and becomes more patient in the pocket. And you know, they can do good.
I mean, for a second there, I think I don't know about you guys, but I thought that they were going to end up trading Justin Fields
for a first round
for another more of a pocket passer. So
take the first round and pick up a quarterback out the draft and trade Justin Fields.
That's what I thought.
Remember, talks were saying that they were gonna,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because remember talks were saying that the Colts were interested in him too, and they were in negotiation with the Colts that they could possibly trade Justin Fields for the Colts and pick up CJ Stroud or Bryce Young.
Well, he's 6'3", 228. Bryce Young is what, 5'10", 5'11"?
He's a baby Drew Brees.
Yeah, that's the concern of him coming into the league. Is his height, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll discuss that a little down the road.
All right. Nikki?
No. She's discussing top secret stuff.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Now we stuck in traffic and people in Cali don't know how to drive. I mean, I agree. You know, Justin's gonna have to show something this year. You know, it's his 3rd year in. They seen improvement. I mean, honestly, the Bears been struggling. You know what I'm saying? So he went into an organization that was struggling from the jump. But they obviously see something. They're on the winning side of that trade. Good for the Panthers. They got number 1, but they gave up so much. So, yeah, he's just gonna have to progress this year, and not no small progression. Like we need to see, you know, oh man, this is light year of an improvement for him. So, I mean, I wish him the best.
Oh boy, that is you all right?
That was the take. She's like, I think she's being.
That's Siobhan.
Yeah.
That's Siobhan.
Is that the Dallas Cowboy?
That's the Cowboy fan. We're gonna get.
I'm gonna wait till we get to the Cowboys, because that shit that June put out, I was like, oh, I didn't even know who put it out, right? About Zeke last play. I was like, that's true. He was like, who put that, June? And I looked and I was like, yeah, it was June.
I mean, everybody's doing it. In all fairness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, no. He said it was the last play.
I
But
thought
he about
about
to
your
find a
chief
play.
though. I thought about your chief, if that means anything.
Nothing. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna tie these two together. Because we're talking about the Dolphins now. So the Dolphins picked up Tua's 5th-year option, and they also signed Jalen Ramsey. And I'm wearing my Dolphins jersey today.
I saw the colors. Yes,
Look who it is, Frank.
Reno, number 13.
Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. So Chief, I say, I have a question. Oh my gosh, now my son is was like, what was Darius Slay last time? Because they struck out an L. He said Darius definitely didn't slay. Like, yeah,
He said Darius definitely didn't slay.
he
They're trying to pick him up.
did not slay
As we trying to let him go. They're trying to pick him up.
Oh my god.
So, yep. So we have Miami Dolphins picked up Tua's 5th-year option, and
Wait, I'm so sorry. He said, you know how he said Darius Davis, he didn't slay? He was like, that definitely Jalen Hurts.
shaking my head.
You know, gosh. Hey, that's the closest somebody from the end from the East is gonna get to the Super Bowl again, right there.
Crazy, y'all.
So let's take notes.
So Miami picked up Tua's 5th-year option, and they signed Jalen Ramsey. I think that is a good look for their defense. I know Jalen Ramsey is not y'all's favorite person,
At
but
all.
he's, yeah, I know that. But he's a pretty, decent defender sometimes. So, but I do think that it did make their defense a little bit stronger. Now the offense, can Tua stay healthy?
Well, obviously, I wanted them to go get Lamar. I would have traded Tua to get Lamar. I think Lamar is a better quarterback.
Yes.
Are concerning. He had 2 or 3 this last season. Well, at least 2 confirmed. One that we knew was a concussion, but they tried to say it was a back spasm. I don't know. I think they showing him they want him to be the guy, and obviously when he was playing, they were winning. But them getting Jalen, yeah, I'm not a big Jalen fan, but that's because his gameplay has kind of deteriorated a little bit, and he's not the same as he used to be. When he was with the Jags, yeah, you can talk that talk because you was a lockdown corner. And after you left, and yeah, you won a Super Bowl, but let's just be honest, your gameplay wasn't the greatest, hasn't been the greatest. But the thing is, he's not the number 1 DB there anymore. You got the guy Howard, right? Howard on the other DB. And the thing with Jalen is that they can move him to safety if they want. He's pretty smart. He's a good tackler. He's still got juice left in the tank. I just don't think he's your number 1 DB, but he doesn't have to be a number 1 DB. It's kind of like they were saying with the well, I'll wait to talk about that until we get to that team. But that one with the star on it, they say that when you have those 2 DBs now with Gilmore back there, what our team's gonna do? Well, Miami is a team that could definitely put up points on you and force you to become one-dimensional and throw the ball. And when you have Howard and you have Jalen back there and you have Chubb now in the front applying pressure, is very. I think it's a good look. Miami, if Tua can stay healthy, man, they can win the East. Definitely. Fletcher Cox returning to the Eagles. I'm glad y'all keeping some.
Good job. Breaking news.
Y'all losing everybody. Even the water boy left.
We didn't want him. He squared it wrong a couple times. But hey, I think Ramsey to Miami is good. I think Miami is definitely a contender. I was talking to Bree the other day about it, and we're talking about teams in the AFC, which is a different topic. We won't go too deep into it, but I think Miami is set up very, very well to be a legitimate contender. If they would have had Dak in the pocket, I would say no Super Bowl contender. But that's that. You know, you can pass that along, Nikki. So, but other than that, I think it's a big W for Miami.
Nikki?
I mean, we thought Miami was a contender last year, to be honest. Oh no, it was June that thought, wasn't it? It was June.
Oh. We knew.
Who?
Hey, hold on. Miami
No,
was a legitimate.
no. I'm not saying
They were doing amazing
I
until
wasn't
two was
saying
concussion. They were doing great until
I,
two was concussion.
I
Hey,
asked the question. I wasn't saying that as a negative thing.
I thought you were trying to
Um,
take shots like the cowboy dude.
no. I was just saying that no. I was like, we thought they were contenders last year because they were doing well. And I was like, wasn't it you that like was really on it? Until Tua got hurt, right? So the pieces that they added doesn't really, it definitely doesn't take away, it adds to the team, but I don't think that was ever the issue of the team. The issue of the team for me is their quarterback. You get what I'm saying? Because once Tua went down, the consistency of them continuing to go upward wasn't there no more. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, good for Jalen, good for the team, but they didn't really need him because they definitely didn't need him last year. And I'm not saying him, but that wasn't a weakness of the team, at least for me. It was just their QB. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Good for them.
Patriots trade Jonnu Smith to the Falcons. I wanted your take on it, Frank.
I don't know what they're thinking. I thought John was a better tight end than Hunter Henry.
And he was. And he had better chemistry with Mac Jones.
He was athletic. He can come out the backfield. He can play receiver. He doesn't have to be a tight end. But I know Belichick likes tight ends that could block as well. I don't know how he was in the blocking game for the run game or in coverage. But, I mean, they freed up some space. I guess they kept the one that they figured it could be a better blocker off the line. We know they're going to try to run the ball more with Stevenson and I forgot what the dude was. But, yeah, it was surprising to see him go. But we'll see what they're doing. I mean, you know, they picked up Juju. They let go of Jacoby Myers, who was undrafted. So I was surprised there because he had chemistry with Mac Jones too. But, I mean, Juju's coming off almost 1,000-yard season with a Super Bowl ring with the Chiefs. He shows he could be a good wide receiver too. We got Parker still. So, you know, Jonnu Smith, I'm surprised, but then again, it's Bill Belichick, so, you know.
That's true. Hey, he was phone powered today.
Yeah, he was. He was dollar for dollar, that's for sure.
Okay. The Raiders closed the deal with Jimmy G.
Okay, I'll go first on this one.
Oh, did you guys want the details?
No, I didn't put the detail. I was just going to say my 2 cents on it. I think it's great for Vegas and shoot, man, that's it. I don't know. I don't know who else. I would say Devontae Adams, but it's kind of like having Carr there all over again with no weapons. I mean, this time with seriously.
Jimmy G at his best is better. Like they said on Undisputed, Jimmy G at his best is better than Derek Carr at his best.
Okay, well, I'm talking. All right, so you take away Waller, which is a major.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
No. I'm just talking about Jimmy G being there. It just solidifies the amount of pressure that's going to be on him right now. Because he's a good quarterback, but if he doesn't have enough weapons, he's just going to beat another Carr, minus one of the biggest weapons there. I mean, you got Josh, what's his name, Jacobs, and you got Devontae Adams.
Well, they haven't made a deal with Jacobs yet.
No, they franchise tagged him.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you stop the run and you put the pressure on him, and you're kind of looking to throw to Devontae Adams all the time because you ain't got a tight end to throw it to anymore. I mean, what are you really doing? Now Jimmy G looks like a scrub, but really you just took away another big weapon from that playbook that they have. But that's good on Jimmy G. I think it's awesome. Vegas needed that. Something a little bit, I was gonna say different, but never mind. They just needed another name.
Nikki, you want to say something before I jump in?
So Jimmy G, all right, so look. You said Jimmy G. I don't know how I want to say this, right? Jimmy G is better than Derek Carr, but Derek Carr availability is way 100 million% better than Jimmy G. So if we're talking talent wise, Jimmy G will have the edge over, but it is what it is. I 1,000% agree with June, right? Who Jimmy G got? You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing I have the biggest issue, yeah, but Devontae ain't doing it all. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But anyway, the thing is this, right? When you get one piece of the puzzle, right? You can't let go of all the other pieces and expect to have a full picture. And that's what, to me, the Raiders did. We'll see. Y'all already know how I feel about Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G is a great quarterback. I thought he was the weakest link when he was with the 49ers. We'll see what he do with the Raiders.
So I think it's good for the Raiders. I think it's good with Jimmy. He goes to a coach that he knows because he was with him in New England. He actually played under him in New England when Brady was out. They did get rid of Waller. And right now we could say that's going to hurt. We don't know what they're going to pick up in the draft. We don't know what else can come out of it, right? What can develop tight ends. There's very few that are great like that, you know? They brought Jacoby Myers over, who knows Josh McDaniels, the play as well. But like you said, when Jimmy's available, then he's great. But when he's not available, then you don't have nothing. One thing the Herd said today that I thought was interesting, he said he feels like Jimmy G fits Las Vegas. Like certain players fit where they go. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying Brady in New England, that was a fit. The chemistry, everything was there. Big Ben in Pittsburgh. It's just certain things people fit. And he feels like Derek Carr didn't really fit the environment of Vegas. But Jimmy does. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't expect much. Something Nick Wright pointed out that I thought was interesting. He only has 19 losses his whole career.
NFL career?
17 or 19 losses, something like that. And 4 of those come to the Chiefs. He's never beat the Chiefs. He's never beat Patrick Mahomes. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in that same division now with them.
Sorry, I'm scrolling up because, you know, a lot happened. I should have wrote all this stuff down, but I just didn't have time in class today.
You find you
the Falcons signed Tyler Heineke.
I think it's a solid number 2. I don't think he's the number 1. Or maybe he is, and we just didn't give him time to develop. I mean, you know, we all know the Commanders was a team that was struggling in a very tough division this year. You know what I'm saying? Giants played well, Cowboys played well, Eagles were on fire. So, you know, when you're all 4 teams are actually doing something in your competition, you're facing these 3 teams twice a year. It's kind of hard when you're still building and finding your way.
Yeah.
Obviously the Falcons are not, I don't think they're contenders right now. So going there,
they're making smart moves though.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that division is wide open. That division, NFC South, is wide open. Yeah, you got Carr.
Where'd he go?
He went to the Falcons.
The Falcons.
So that's a wide open division. You know, he's shown that in moments he could be good. I don't think he's consistent enough to be a starter, but he went in there and, you know, they did good.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I think in my opinion, I think he's better than Mariota. Showing what Mariota showed last year, I think Heineke's way better than Mariota. And I think it could elevate. If that division performs like it did last year, with Heineke being there, automatic playoff contenders.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So as long as that division performs the same way, he could lead that team to the playoffs easily. Then now Heineke's the man in Atlanta, and you're not wasting a first rounder over there. Who's over there? Who's the tight end over there?
Pitt.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Pitt.
Yeah, you're not wasting that talent anymore. So as long as they draft well, you got Pitts there to get a decent receiver and maybe another free agent. I mean, that team could legitimately take that division with Heineke being under the helm.
Nikki?
Mm, mm,
Think about it, Nikki. Who's in that
Yeah,
division?
think about it. The Bucks.
The Bucks. Now, you're playing against what's
no,
his name?
the division, the
Panthers.
whole
The Saints.
division sucks.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? The whole division sucks.
Hey, hold on. At home with Baker, he coming there. He gonna have
We ain't
good.
get there yet. We ain't get there yet.
Oh, sorry. My
The
bad.
whole division sucks. So at this point, it's whatever we throw at the wall, whatever sticks. Bravo for them, because I don't know, Atlanta ain't. I mean, sometimes we say some of these teams, and I'm like,
But Atlanta is making some smart moves. They're making some smart moves during free agency right now.
mhm.
The Raiders are signing Patriots wide receiver Jacoby Myers to a 3-year deal with $33 million and $21 million guaranteed. Another New England Las Vegas tie-in and a weapon for Jimmy G.
I think that's good. Look, Jacoby showed he could be counted on in New England, in that system, right? Last year, he came up big for Mac Jones in some first down conversions and big plays. He's an undrafted wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Walked on, undrafted, came on the team and earned his bread. You know what I'm saying? Earned his keep. Would I've liked him to see him stay in New England? Yeah, of course I would. But I know New England's not going to pay you the money you probably want to get paid. And sometimes you got to go somewhere else and show your worth, or find out that you had it good where you was at. So, again, another player that played under Josh McDaniels for 1 year. Remember, Mac Jones' best year, his rookie year, he had Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. That's how he was a candidate for rookie of the year, and he had his numbers were great. We had high expectations, and part of that receiving core was Jacoby Meyer when we didn't have nobody, When Aguilar was coming up short and other people weren't playing like they could have, he was the main guy that was catching the ball out there. So, I'm happy to see him get it. Sad to see him go, but at least he's going somewhere with a familiar face too at top of that.
This is the one that made Frank a little angry yesterday, but the Giants received Darren Waller and traded a 3rd-round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders.
You want to go, June?
Go ahead. No, you go first.
You want me to go first? I think it's stupid. What are you doing? Again, you bring Jimmy G in. You got Devontae Adams. You got Josh Jacobs. Now you take your who was your number 1 receiver before Adams got there was Darren Waller. And when he's healthy, people can't cover him. He's like a tight end wide receiver. He's another Kelce, but I think he's lighter than Kelce and faster. You know what I'm saying? So now you trade him to the Giants. Good on the Giants because we were starting to figure out. We was wondering what the Giants were going to do. You gave Danny Dimes his money. You franchise tag Saquon. What are you going to do at the receiving core to get him help? And you got him a good tight end. That's dope. Now, but for the Raiders, again, what are you doing? What are you doing? Unless, I don't know.
So, do you want to know why Darren Waller is no longer a Raider?
Yeah, I want to know because one of the best weapons they had.
So Darren Waller is not a Raider anymore is because Josh McDaniel leaked his wedding, and he wanted his wedding to be secret and private. And he was mad at the coach and demanded a trade. Like that is like 1,000% facts. He's mad that his wedding was leaked by the coach, and he didn't want his wedding out publicly, and demanded a trade. I don't know. He married that WNBA player, that girl.
I mean, it don't matter why. That's his right, and you have no right to put. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe he felt like, you know, maybe he felt like, you know, that's
his
simple.
wedding to the public, and he didn't want it leaked.
I mean, I get it. You got to respect his wishes, but I mean, to leave the team, bro. So I'm gonna give you about $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you got to understand, right? Derek Carr. Why I keep saying? Because I keep thinking about Derek, because we talking about
ahead. That's why.
Darren Waller.
Yeah, but I want to. First, I was about to say Derek Waller. Then I was about to say Darren Clark. Okay. Anyway, you gotta remember, you know, he went through a little bit, you know, with his alcoholism. You know, so you got whatever keep people in their zen, you gotta respect that. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is his private life. You know what I'm saying? And some people probably don't want private to bleed over or kind of blend with professional. And it's just like if I say, hey, I don't like this or I don't want this, and you did it, how much respect do you have for me? You get what I'm saying? Like, one day our professional job will end. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a reason that he felt disrespected, or he felt like this was no longer a space for me. And he did what he had to do.
I'm with it. I think, I mean, you as a head coach, I mean, how much damage control, how much pride do you have to put aside and sit here and talk it out? Keep a major weapon, you know, arguably one of the best players in the offense right now. That has to be done. Like, hey, Josh McDaniel, hey, my dude, let me talk to you. Let me suck this up a little bit. Hey, my bad. Let me tell you, I'll go public as I did with your private business, and I'll do a public apology. But I mean, I don't know. Was Wilder looking for a way out, and maybe he just ran off with it? But shoot, big ups to New York. You know, they got a big W there for a third rounder. And little by little, they're chopping away at any excuses that Donnie Dimes may have. I know I keep saying his name wrong. May have in the upcoming season or so. You know, you put some stars around him. Now let's really see what you do next year. Let's perform like the Vikings for 17 weeks.
Yo, he's full of it today. He pew 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 pew. He's shooting them off left and right.
Okay. The Eagles have agreed to terms with Seahawks running back Rashad Penny. And then Miles Sanders, bye-bye. Rashad Penny, hello.
So we needed a power back. Right now we got Gainwell, we have Boston Scott, and now we got Rashad Penny. I think he had over 1,000. He had a 1,000-yard season last year. I think 6 or 8 TDs. I can't remember. That's exactly what we wanted. Kind of to emulate what Blunt brought to the team the year of the Super Bowl. Blunt was a big, powerful back, and I like it. I think it's good, and it's a way cheaper buy than what it was to keep in Sanders. Sanders was good. No love lost here. Hey, you did your thing. We appreciate it. We wish you best of luck in Houston. I don't know where he's going, but shit, might as well everybody goes there.
Anybody else have anything to add? I added that for Jen so he could talk about his Eagles for a second.
I'm good. I agree with what he said. You know, it's a strong back. When he's healthy, he's good. That season was in yards was 2021, but he hasn't played a full season. since he
But
started.
like Mina Kimes said, if he is healthy, then that's a cheat code for the Eagles.
Yeah, a healthy one, yes.
Yes, because even Ian Rappaport tweeted, he said a healthy Penny is literally one of the best backs in the league.
Mhm.
Okay, the Colts sent 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Cowboys for a 2023 fifth-round pick. That one was wild. That was wild yesterday.
Listen, they were making fun of the Cowboys. I was listening to a take this morning when I was driving to work, and Shannon Sharp was like, all the other teams. He said, when I go shopping to the supermarket, I know what I'm getting. I'm in and out in 10 minutes. So the teams that are winning this in the off season right now are the teams that know what they need and they're going out to get it. And he said, and the Cowboys are just like Jerry Jones, like he doesn't know what he needs. But then you see this hit, come out, and you look at it and you say, man, now with the Cowboys, it's amazing when they did this. You got Shady McCoy actually giving them props on speak. He loves knocking them down, and he was taking his jabs in there too. But he was like, on the defensive side, what are you gonna do now? If you're trying to keep up, match up with teams like the Eagles, now you got arguably one of the best corners in the league at one point, Stephon Gilmore on one side. You got Diggs on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And now you bring in pressure with Micah and the rest of them people up front and Lawrence. It's heavy. It's gonna be tough.
It is gonna be heavy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for teams because Gilmore can still cover. He's a good, smart corner. And now you got two good corners. You got Diggs and you got him. So Cowboys got better with that trade. They got better on the defensive side. Now, if your quarterback is still going to throw 1,000 picks in the season and pick sixes and give the ball away, then it doesn't matter who you got on defense. You ain't gonna win.
I agree to an extent. I think maybe 2 years ago, if this news would have broke out, then I would have been like, "Oh snap! They got Stephon Gilmore." Gilmore is what? He's in his 30s. He won the Super Bowl. He's been in the league for a while now. And just taking a look at the Cowboys, I think what we mentioned all last year, right? It's kind of like going to the supermarket, like you said, and you know damn well that you've been to that dude's house and he ain't got no milk. So you know damn well you expect Jerry Jones to go get a 2-gallon of milk. But he got a 24-pack of water over there and he picks another pack. I expected Jerry Jones to get a wide receiver to help Dak out in the free agency. And then I would have been like, okay, the Cowboys are making somewhat type of moves. And I think that's just
agree.
myself. Yeah, I don't think I'm not knocking Stephon Gilmore being there. I just don't think that the Cowboys are making any moves. Plus, you just deleted Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know what's going on over there. Like I said before, I don't know what's going on in Dallas. I don't know.
But giving up Zeke that was the best thing. They should have gave up Zeke years ago.
Yeah, you still
But
pay.
yeah, I know, but I agree with you. But they still freed up 10,000 or 10 million cash base or whatever it is. But I agree with June, right? The pick isn't a terrible pick. It wasn't the top of their list needed pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what anybody might think or see, they did not and will not recover from trading Amari Cooper. Okay, so they have not plugged that hole. That's the biggest hole that they need. We're not even talking about quarterback, right? Because Dak might not be it this time, like you said. He might throw an interception here or there. But Dak do have some good plays, okay? They at least made it to the playoffs, right? So
I mean, how do you think Dak was receiving the news? Oh snap, we acquired somebody. Dak is like, who am I throw this ball to?
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a terrible move. It was unnecessary. Like, not even unnecessary. It wasn't the closest alligator to the boat.
I think so I watched the combine and they got some receivers coming out. You got some fast ones coming out. And you got some good
fast.
you can find receivers in the draft. They don't have to be the first round. They could be second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round. Hell, Edelman, I think, was a 6th round pick or something like that.
Antonio Brown was a 5th rounder.
Yeah, so these, you can find quality in the draft to plug that hole. Yeah, Mari Cooper was better than I thought it was a mistake to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to, when you have people like the Eagles that have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, so yeah, you put Diggs on one, you still leaving the other one open. So you can't go wrong with having a corner that's going to allow you to have protection on either side of the ball at any given time. You got CeeDee Lamb. What you need from somebody is to be a good wide receiver too, to take coverage, like to be consistent. So when CeeDee Lamb is being covered, or you don't have to rely on him, kind of like June was saying about Devontae Adams and the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. It wasn't like a necessity. Let's go out there. We did that. But it's not hurting them either. And
yeah.
I mean, what wide receiver you gonna go after? To be honest, a lot of guys, who you gonna go after? They're not getting rid of Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. Tyreek Hill and Waddle in Miami. The Chiefs are the only ones people. You know what I'm saying? And it's fine. Like they gave Juju. We got what we needed from you. Here you go. There's not.
Juju's not a real plug either. I'm sorry. Not to knock him.
He's a good wide receiver too. You know what I'm saying?
He is, but we didn't get to that yet. We gotta stay on topic, y'all.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, so I mean, who you gonna go get? That's my question. Is what wide receivers available right now that we would say, yo, him and CD together, bananas.
Hopkins.
Yeah, but he's gonna come at a price, and the thing with the Cowboys is their hands are tied. You paying Dak.
They reconstruct like so many people thinking.
But so
they let them.
Devontae want Hopkins want, and Bill Belichick might get him.
He might.
No, I'm just saying.
You gotta think. I think Hopkins is a trade. He's not a free agent. So you gotta think Arizona's not gonna trade him to the Cowboys where they can see him in the playoffs. If anything, they'll trade him out the conference so he could be out the way and not have to worry about him.
Robbie Anderson ain't signed with nobody yet, right?
Nah, I haven't heard nothing with him. I like Robbie. Robbie was pretty good on the Jets and the Panthers. Like, I don't know. I think people don't teams need to stop.
But the Cardinals didn't utilize him.
No. I feel like these teams, we talked about it all the time, right? Coaching matters. We've seen it time in and time out. When you get a good coach that knows what they're doing, whether it's on the offensive side of the ball, defensive, or the head coach, they bring out the best of their players, right? So you can't tell me a guy like Robbie Anderson that was good on the Jets when the Jets were mediocre. They're pretty decent on the Panthers when the Panthers are struggling. And now nobody wants to pick him up. That's, to me, it's crazy. That's a good point. I think he would be good in Dallas with CD. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 decent wide receiver ones now, and speed. It's not a bad look, But again, to stay on topic, I think Gilmore's good. Like, I agree, it's not the number one need they had, but it's in that division, playing the Eagles twice with 2 good wide receivers, I think it's not gonna hurt. If Gilmore could even give you 80% of what he once was, it's still good.
This next one is very emotional for me.
Oh.
I FaceTimed the podcast and Frank's the only one that answered, and I started crying because the 49ers reached an agreement to a 1-year deal with Samuel Richard Darnold. And I'm so happy for him. I screamed in my car when that
Frank,
shit
where's
popped
that
up.
noise thing?
But
No, we hand clap. Because we have some motherfucking haters in the club. Speak up. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm very, very happy for him. Shanahan is what he needs, and hopefully, Sam Darnold is not a bad quarterback. If you say he's a bad quarterback, I hope you go to hell, and I hope you burn slowly.
Relax.
So
That's tough. It's hot down there.
Right.
So do I bring a fan? Do I bring a fan?
They stay prayed
no,
up.
you can't bring him. But I'm very, very happy for him. As we know, Brock Purdy just got surgery the other day. His is going to be an 8 to 10 month recovery time. So he will have to have that quarterback battle against Trey Lance. I think he's a way better quarterback than Trey Lance. But Trey Lance also hasn't really shown or proved himself in the league yet. He got injured way too quick before he even make a name or a statement for himself. But no, I'm very, very happy for Sam Darnold and hope he's finally with a team that has weapons and that can make him successful. So, and that's all I wanted for him.
I think it's dope. He went to a team that's ready, plug and play. We've seen quarterbacks come in and out, and they've been successful. What he brings to the table is experience. He's been in 2 different conferences on 2 different teams. I think he has a strong arm, and when you have
strong arm,
and when you have players like Kettle, Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey, I forgot who their other running back was that they had. You can't go wrong as long as you protect the ball, and that defense is stout. So I think once you protect the ball, you don't give the other team more chances than they need. And I think if you keep the games close, your defense can do something and win until they figure out what's going to happen with Brock Purdy or Trey Lance. Me as a head coach, if I was Shanahan, I would start him over Trey just because Trey's still young and he still needs that level of maturity, or he needs to learn more. And why not under a veteran quarterback? You know what I'm saying? And then see what's up. Because that team is built to win now. We're not talking about a team that is they were just in the playoffs. So you put Trey in there, and let's say Trey's not ready. You're wasting these people's time when you got a quarterback that has won in some of the worst teams and shown it. So I think it's a good look for him. I just hope that he can, if he does start, we know that job is not going to be guaranteed. So he plays well enough to get a better job somewhere else.
Exactly. But I do feel Kyle Shanahan is what he needs to stay successful and to stay in the league. Okay. Anybody else?
So I'll say this, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Nikki.
I'll say this, right? There's one thing that somebody, Frank, Bree, and possibly June will point out. He's going to a ready-made team. If he cannot sustain, we have to understand that it's on Sam. What's his name? Samuel?
Richard Donald.
Richard Donald. I didn't get the Richard.
The 8.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, he's been handed, as much as we talk bad, not to even bring this person up, but just to push my point. You talk so much about
Derek Carr?
Patrick.
Oh,
he was placed. No. He came into the team that was already made. And You see, he's flourishing. You know what I'm talking about. This should be the exact same thing we're saying about Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? Like we placed you. Like, if there's any God that he believes in, that God has answered his prayer. You get what I'm saying? So
I'm his agent, by the way, so I made that happen.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. The agent has spoken, right? So
surprise.
So if he doesn't flourish, right? Like how we talked about Justin Fields, and how we talked about Jalen, like, hey, this is the year to produce or to show. It's not the year to produce, it's the year to show for him. Like we put you in the best position ever. If you're not blowing the socks off of us, blowing my hat off my head, then it has to be you.
Just wait.
Oh, that's all I really got to say about that situation. And then if we're gonna sit here and say it's a contender between him and Trey Lance, then you know what that tells me? Samuel Richard Donald is not a good quarterback. Okay,
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
no,
Because
that's not what we're saying. We're just saying
I
like
know,
it's-
I know. But I'm
you
just
can't say
saying,
that
like,
because we're not
no,
saying
yes. First of all, first of all, I can say whatever I choose to. That's
Oh, I'm
number
sorry.
one.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Number-
You also say Trey Lance is better than Jimmy G, but okay.
No, I've never said.
Yes, you did.
I'm-
Yes, you did.
She said, excuse me. I mean,
Yes, you did.
it's
no, I didn't.
So do you guys
All right.
so do you guys think what do you guys think about Jimmy Ward? Was he a good player? A big impact to the Niners.
on defense.
Mhm.
No, Ward was good. He was a good player, but I think when you think about that Niners defense, you're looking at Bosa, you're looking at Warner, you're looking at front.
Yeah.
Some corners were susceptible at times. You know what I'm saying? They were very like Nikki likes to say, they probably were the weakest link on that defense was the corners. But again, when you have a good rush in the front, it makes your secondary look great when they can, because you're applying pressure.
All right. So you got Hassan Ridgeway, McGlinchey, right? McGlinchey signed this big contract as an OT, and so was the Runskill, whatever. So they lose all these players, just like any other team, right? They lose a lot of major players. So I'm not gonna elaborate too much. But I think look, I personally think the best shot that the Niners had was this past year, if it wasn't for the issues that they had and still overcame.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now you're gambling with a quarterback that he may show up at 75 to 80% grade. He may show up less than 50%, less than average or whatever. Not knocking the dude.
So you're saying they took a step back?
100%. I don't think that this year is the Niners' year. I personally think their best year to be Super Bowl contenders were last year and possibly the year before that, and the year when Garoppolo let him there. Oh, that's it.
So in the NFC, what's the top 3 teams or top 5? Let's
Top
go.
five.
Top
Philadelphia.
4 teams. So you got
Top
Philly.
4.
Yeah, Philly, right?
San Fran.
49ers. Okay, what else?
Okay, I mean, shoot, you can't really knock. I really hate to say this name.
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Okay,
right?
the Cowboys. All right.
All
No,
right?
that's true. I mean,
I'm not gonna say the Vikings anymore because I think that team is.
I wouldn't say the Vikings. I wouldn't even put the Cowboys up there. I would really put
Maybe the Seahawks or the Lions.
Right. Maybe
Okay.
that's a hell of a point. Right
yeah,
there.
but no.
NFC. There's nobody else.
And
Yeah,
that's
there
my
was
point.
after the 3, there was really nobody else.
Exactly.
You really can't throw the Seahawks. You really
that's my
can't throw the
point.
Lions.
Yeah, that's
That
exactly.
is my point.
Where
That
you
is
gonna
my
put that?
point. So
Where are you gonna
that's
put
my
the
thing.
Saints at right now? Because the Saints, all they was missing was a quarterback, in my opinion.
We got to see what Derek Carr's going to do. So the whole NFC South is suspect because if you're going to say that, then I could say, well, you bring in Baker, who's younger than Brady, has a better arm than Brady, can throw the ball downfield, and we've seen him pull the no name Browns to the playoffs
For the first time since
for the
like
first time since the
40
something
something.
any of us was born.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I could and their defense ain't take a hit like that. They brought Levante David back. They're gonna get Shaq Barrett back. Yeah, they gave up some people on the secondary, but I could say the same thing about their secondary. That's the weakest link is the secondary for the Bucks. But other than that, they got Vita Vea. They still got Godwin. They still got my man Mike. What's his name? Evans. You know, they still got the tight ends there.
They let go playoff Manny. I couldn't even say his name.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Go find a house. We got a ring. Thank you. Gracias por venir. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget. I hate to say this name too. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Giants in the mix, especially now with Waller.
Okay,
And,
you can throw
and
the
the,
Giants.
So
coach
the
of the year.
problem with the
Coach
Giants
of
is
the year.
this, right? No. So I'm not against what you're saying. If you're gonna throw the Giants in the mix, then you have to throw the Lions in the mix. The only reason why I didn't throw, because when Bree said the Lions, it's not like she's 1,000% wrong. But if we're looking at I hate to say longevity, it's only been a year. So the Giants came back for a year. The Lions has come back for the year. But the other three teams in the last 3-4 years have made it past regular season. That's the only reason why I agree with the Eagles. I agree with the Niners, and I agree. Well, Eagles didn't make it last 2 years ago, but anyway, I agree with the Eagles. I agree with the Niners, and I agree with the Cowboys. All the other teams, if they sustain, then we're talking. You get what I'm saying?
No,
But off of 1 year,
that's what I'm trying to get at. So I don't think I'm not saying that I disagree. I don't agree with what your take, June, because I feel that the NFC is wide open. And I feel that with a very good defense, which the Niners do have as of late, we don't know what they're gonna do at the beginning of the season, when they start the season in September. They all they gotta do is they stop people from scoring, which they were doing, and Darnold not screw the game up. And their division, who's their competition? The Seahawks. That's pretty much it. And the NFC, you're gonna take your team could regress. They could have a Super Bowl hangover. We don't know yet. But let's say they don't. So now it's you and the Cowboys still got Dak Prescott. So we the Commanders, we don't know what they're gonna do. They just signed Brissett. So maybe they can do something.
maybe.
The Giants, we were hoping that Danny Dimes continues to get better with Waller there and stuff like that. If you look at the South, the Falcons still got to figure out a quarterback. The Saints got Carr. The Bucks are gonna get.
Speaking of the South, Andy Dalton just signed a deal with the Panthers.
So there you go. So now you got a once starting quarterback that's been a backup the last couple of years as your main quarterback. That's the South is pretty much open. The East, we already saw. The West, we saying, and who's in the North? The Vikings, Green Bay, no Rodgers. Who else? The Lions.
I mean, let's
the
be
Bears.
honest. Well, the
And the
Lions, I think the Lions, I mean,
So now,
however,
if you flip that, let's say you flip it to the AFC, right? Name me 5 top teams in the NFC. All you guys can name me 5 teams right now with not even thinking, blow, like vomit, bleh, it comes out. And if
yeah. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not. And
It's not fair.
there is a question I want to ask you guys because I thought about it while I was driving here, but I'm waiting till Bree gets done. I really don't want to talk about this person, but it is something that I thought about. So go ahead, Bree. I'll ask it when I'm done. When you're done, I'm sorry.
Oh, we already brought it up. Andy Dalton. The Panthers signed Hayden Hurst from the Bengals. I thought that was big.
You talking about a team losing a lot of people. The Bengals are losing safety.
Yes, I thought that was huge, but they're losing a lot of defensive players too.
Yeah, they're losing defense, and now you're losing an offensive weapon. But I think, when you got Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Boyd, I mean, the tight end's really there for the blocking for the run game. Because Boyd in the slot, Jamar's your number 1, Higgins your number 2, But
I thought that was like pretty big. Like, whoa,
De'Ron left.
Mm-hmm.
So now they lost the number 2 running back, which there was times he did better than Mixon. So that's gonna be interesting right there.
And the Panthers held a meeting with Thielen today as well.
Yeah, Thielen's out there too. He's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Bears running back David Montgomery reached a 3-year, $18 million deal with the Lions. They're building to take over that division.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Sorry, I'm scrolling. Zeke had his last down in Dallas. I
think it's about time. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pass it up to June and Nick, because Nikki's been very vocal about Zeke getting on the Greyhound bus going back to wherever he came from. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was inevitable. Let's be honest. It actually, if you ask me for real, like Frank just said, it should have happened way past this
When
year.
it did.
Like, yeah, like Zeke has not. He wasn't a valuable. Like he didn't really add any more value to the team. Everybody knew who Tony Pollard was. Now I'll tell you this, because Zeke was there, even though you was gonna run through his ass, people had to respect that Zeke was on the field, but he wasn't. He didn't bring no value to the team, you know. And listen, when a player comes on and said, "I will take a cut to keep," and you haven't been any value to the team, it speaks volumes. I know there's a lot of people that's taking pay cut for the benefit of the team, but the problem is this: Zeke wasn't benefiting the team by staying on the team. You get what I'm saying? It's different when I'm taking a pay cut and I'm benefiting the team. He wasn't. So it was inevitable. I'm kind of happy that they finally did it. Shit.
Yeah, when you said something and it struck something, I think we can all agree. When a person's willing to take a pay cut, it shows the team you're trying to be there for the team. You're selfless.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, that's what the Cowboys needed because of bad management from the owner giving all these people all this money, especially Zeke so early when he probably should have paid Dak earlier. Now you're gonna have to eat it. But he reconstructed, took a lesser pay when he could have been. Everybody knows that Pollard was the better running back last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was a difference maker. When he got hurt in the playoffs, he was like, "Oh, they're done. That's it." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right. When you take pay cuts, I think Zeke should have been gone. I wish him the best, though. I think he's a good third down back, maybe. That goal line stance. He's a bigger person. You give him the ball to get into the end zone. I don't think he's the same explosive person like he once was. June?
Yeah, I think I agree with Nikki 100%. This should have happened a long time ago, a very long time ago. Will somebody pick him up? I think so, based on his on veteran experience. But if he doesn't get picked up, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I wouldn't be.
Now there's talks that the Bills are reaching out to him.
Bills should go after Henry. If you're gonna go after anybody, go after Derrick Henry. You got the team, you got the O-line, go after Henry, take the pressure off your quarterback, get a run game going, allow those receivers to get down, once they got to put A in the box, now you're going man in the back end against Diggs, Davis, or McKenzie. Pick your poison, have fun. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't go after Zeke because they don't have a running back one. Old boy's not a one. What's his name? I had him on fantasy. Who's the Bills running back?
Singletary?
Yeah, Singletary's not a one. Not on that team. Not on that team. So
I wonder if he gets enough touches though to kind of help that role.
Who, Singletary?
Yeah, just based on I mean, look what this guy
I'll
does.
be right back.
Josh Allen. Josh Allen takes,
well,
No,
I don't think he gets enough touches because when they don't get no positive yardage from it, then they just go away from it. And then it goes to the sneak or it goes to the quarterback keep. It goes to other stuff. They don't develop the run game. They don't. And I think it's because they can't.
Philadelphia cut ties with Darius Slay.
I think when it comes to Darius Slay, he was one of those players, right, where they reached out to him and they asked him to reconstruct his contract in order to make room. He refused to do it, right? No, I'm not going to take less pay. No, I'm not reconstructing my contract. If anything, I want X amount of money guaranteed, as I was reading on his situation. So Philly said, no, I can't afford it. We'd rather go for the younger Bradbury. And now they're waiting to see what offers come on CJ Gardner. And they'll rather keep, Bradbury and CJ Gardner instead of paying X amount of money for a 33-year-old Slay. Not saying he's digressing anyway, but they'll rather go younger and pay that money for that type of player. I mean, I seen things he made it to the Jags.
But I really, really do think that he's a great, great, great defender. And any team would be lucky to have him. Trae Young tweeted him and said, hey, bring your ass to Atlanta. He gave him the eyeballs. There's so many people tweeting him and he's just giving them eyeballs. So I think he's open to a team to go to right now. But he's a good defender, and I know he's going to be successful wherever he does go. Pittsburgh, hey.
Yeah, 100%. I think wherever he goes, awesome. Not knocking the man. I wish we could keep him. I really do wish, but with all this business and salary stuff that I don't understand, it just isn't going to pan out.
I don't know how I forgot this, but the Steelers signed Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, another good
Yeah.
a good veteran corner.
Yes. Funny story. He said on his podcast with his cousin, he wants the number 7, and he also tweeted, "I want to keep the number 7." Steelers Nation bullied him on Twitter when he said that, to where he tweeted and said, "My bad at Steelers. I now know number 7 is off limits and not allowed to be touched." I thought that was just the funniest thing.
He should have known better.
I don't know why he tweeted it. Like, you knew.
Because there was somebody that had number 12 when Brady was going to the Bucs, and they gave up number 12 because it was Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, we'll give it up. Even though Brady said he would have won another number, but they said, nah, they gave it up. And went with another number. I mean, that's what you do at the end of the day. That's Big Ben's number. You should have known better coming there. You're not gonna get that. So
Big Ben, Mike Tomlin was on Footballing with Big Ben, Big Ben's podcast. I will discuss a little bit more about that next week after the free agency stuff died down. But that was a really, really good podcast. So if you don't know, go on YouTube, type in Footballing spelled FOOTB. TBAHLIN with Ben. Episode with Mike Tomlin dropped. It's a really, really good episode. Bucs finalized a deal with Baker Mayfield.
I'm happy for him. I want to see it. I want to see Baker. I want to see Baker down there. I want to see what he could do with that arm. I think it's
1 year, $8.5 million. Do you think that's a slap in the face to him?
No. Baker's a realist. Baker was the number 1 pick. Maybe he should have been whoever. That's up to somebody to whatever. I think he dealt with a lot in Cleveland. He made his money off his rookie contract. He got some extra money. He went to the Rams when they needed somebody. And I think that what Baker is doing that other players are not doing is they're realizing where they're at, accepting their role and saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get this big contract. I haven't been playing to get this big contract. So let me go somewhere. Another team that's already ready, that has weapons, that can move to the next level with the right quarterback. If he goes down there and doesn't screw it away and that defense plays well, they could win that division. So, I mean, I think $8 million for 1 year, that's dope. Take it. Hell, $8 million, people. Let's realize what we're saying. We're asking for 12 months. Is $8 million good? He's not even going to pay state tax on that money, so it's all federal. Let's say he walks through with $6 million. Bro, $6 million?
In 1 year for 17 weeks?
To do what he loves to do, people. Put that in perspective. Hell yeah, that's a win. That's a win. And if he does well, let's say they have a winning record. They go 9-8. Bro, that's still better than what they did last year. And he might have solidified maybe an extension for another year or two. So, hey, Baker, just go out there and make more commercials. I kind of miss seeing you on TV.
and it ain't like he's going to go in there without any receivers. He's going in there with a stacked team in the offense. They're missing a running back, which I think they're going to find in free agency or in the draft. And he has an opportunity to do what he does, what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I lost. I was scrolling, going up and down on the text message, and Ben posted something in my other podcast. Next on the list, we have Juju Smith-Schuster signs with the Patriots for 3 years, $33 million and 21 guaranteed.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's a good look, but I don't understand why I just didn't keep Jacoby Myers. That's just
For the
me.
same contract, it's the same contract.
Yeah, I would have kept Jacoby. He's been part of your system. I think where that comes in is Bill O'Brien making his changes to the offense and saying, listen, I'd rather go with a name. He's a proven wide receiver too. That's what he is. So I think if they get Hopkins, this is bigger than what we're making it seem right now. If they don't, then it is what it is. You could have kept Jacoby, but if you go get Hopkins, now you're giving Mac Jones options. So I think it's a good look. Look, Juju's getting paid. He got a ring. The monkey's off his back. You know what I'm saying?
Both my children are in Massachusetts now.
So he got his ring. Anytime a player gets their ring, look, from there on, just go where the money's at and make your impact wherever. You know what I'm saying? Find a home, get your yards up, hopefully get into the Hall of Fame, but you got a ring. There's a lot of receivers. Steve Smith Jr. don't even got a ring, or Senior doesn't have a ring. Doesn't. Randy Moss doesn't have a ring. Terrell Owens doesn't have a ring. You have a ring. So, bro, I think it's a good look. I mean, I'm gonna wait until the season starts and see how much of an impact he has. Because I think the AFC East is open.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills don't have that stronghold like they used to. So if the Patriots can keep the defense strong and get that offense to be a little bit more consistent and open up the playbook, get Mac Jones to throwing that ball like he was doing 2 years ago, I think it'd be fine.
Yep, I think so too. I think Juju chased the bag and he got it. I'm not knocking it. He got a ring now. You know what I mean? So once you get that ring, your moving destinations become a little bit more open. And I mean, shoot, why not go out there and play for Bill? I mean, you're not playing for a scrub or whatever.
Okay, we got 2 more things to talk about, and then we are done. Okay, I'm gonna save the last one.
I did have a question.
Oh, we have 2 questions at the end. They could be homework for next week, or we could discuss them this week. I know we have about 40 minutes because you have a call.
Yeah.
So, the Colts have given some thought in pursuing Lamar Jackson. They aren't completely sold on any quarterback in this draft class. A team to monitor.
I think any team that needs a quarterback should be going after Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I wanted him to go to
Lamar shouldn't be stingy, and he should actually take what they offer him, because Jimmy G just took $67 million with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Jimmy G has Super Bowl rings. He also made it to Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. He has ample the amount of playoff wins than you, and you want more money than him?
Mm-hmm.
And then you tweeted, actually, it was 130 mil for 3 years. After,
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Then also, that is only $20 million less than Aaron Rodgers got when he signed 3 years for Green Bay Packers. So you're telling me you are worth more than a quarterback who has a Super Bowl ring, who is a 4-time NFL MVP, and you want more money than him? So you should take what they give you and play ball. And if not, your true colors show and you're money hungry. And that's all you care about.
But I've been saying that. I've been saying that. Let's again, he didn't grow up rich. He grew up poor. You have way more money than you ever thought you was going to have. You have a first round contract. That's big. That's millions different from a second round contract. You know what I'm saying? So look, any team, I only wanted him to go to Miami because I think with him in Miami, they're instant contenders for the Super Bowl. They're instant contenders. But any team he goes to, because he has 75% winning percentage. So he does win more games than he loses. But now are the Colts, where he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, he backed himself into a corner. I don't. My question, because it deals with him, is should he even look at going to the NFC instead of the AFC, where it's wide open, and he can make such a big impact?
The Rams need a quarterback. They ain't got nobody no more.
I'm just saying, think about it. In the NFC,
the Packers are. We'll get into that.
You know, I just think Lamar. I don't know. I agree with you 100%. I do. You know, some people might disagree with us and say that he shouldn't reduce himself. He shouldn't. What is it? What is it when people like they lower their standards? No, look, bro. Nobody's offering you the money you want. Nobody.
You need to prove why you deserve that money. You haven't yet.
Well,
your only accolade is a unanimous, which is great. You know, that's great. But what'd you do after that?
But that's what everybody's hanging their hat on. That everybody speak. Everybody says it, and the only person that doesn't say it is Acho, because Acho says on this, and this other guy, he's a white guy that's on there sometimes, he'll say it. Well, he hasn't been available the last 2 years. He hasn't played the full season. He's missed 15, 16 games. So why should
So now you become injury prone. And that's what I was on FaceTime talking to Nikki about this last night. And she's like, when I had brought up the Jimmy G stuff, she was like, well, also Jimmy G's injury prone. I said, and now so is Lamar.
Yeah.
I think
and sorry to cut you off, June. And it was also his choice not to play the last bit of that season, last season, because he was only supposed to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. And you were out for 61 days. You didn't even show up to practice. You have people who get surgery. 2 days later, they're out there supporting their team at practice and going to home games. You ain't show up to nothing. And that's how we knew it was drama. More than just the injury.
I think it's showing a lot of his true character. Like I get it if you grew up a certain way, but you're about to get the bag regardless. You're about to get more money than you ever thought you'll have. That's one. 2, I want to know why he doesn't have an agent. Is it just to save that percentage that the agents get? I don't know. And 3, does this truly prove that you're about the money rather than being in a team to win a championship? And it's crazy how this ties into everything we were talking about earlier. You got players that reconstruct their contract to put the pieces around you to get this W. That's one. And you're still gonna get paid. 2, taking a page out of Brady that done something similar for many, 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 many years to get those 7 Super Bowl rings. And last but not least, oh man, you know, this is a different sport, but somebody was talking about what's old buddy's name? Dane Time from Portland said, you know, you don't have to be you don't have to win it.
Damian Lillard.
You don't have to win a championship or whatever, you know, to have a successful career, right? And then us as fans, it's like, yes, you do have to win a championship in my town or in my team to have a successful career. This is what brings us regular folks, you know, to the while and now we praise them. We represent our team because we want to win championships. We don't want to just turn the TV on just to see you play a game.
Lose.
Just to see you build a legacy and build stats. That's not what we watch these games for. We watch this so our team to win Super Bowl trophies. At the end of the day, that's what it falls down to.
Oh, you're right.
So, Lazard to the Jets.
That's good.
And Aaron Rodgers made his decision last Friday that he said on the Pat McAfee show today that he knew on Friday that he wanted to go play with the Jets, that it was just time for him and the Packers to move on. He also stated that his list that's been going around social media, that's bullcrap, is what he said. He said he's never gave him a list. He's never demanded players, but when they did come fly out to go speak with him, they asked him about players that he would like to play for, but he never demanded anything, which I do agree with.
Yeah.
So, but you know, people like to. I do think Aaron Rodgers is a complete diva. He shows divatism everywhere he goes, you know, just like he texted Adam Schefter after Adam Schefter broke the rules or broke the news. But in Adam Schefter's defense is the Pat McAfee show is a live show.
Mm-hmm.
So he's watching it, tweeting everything that you just said live.
Yep.
So the fact that you texted this man, lose my number.
He, you know,
Good job though.
yeah, Rodgers is so let's it's a two-part question, right? I think is we have to really look in concept what he's doing. At first, I was like, man, why are you bringing your players when you got good players there? Then I thought about it. Ain't no different than when Brady brought Gronk, when Brady won Antonio Brown. If he would have brought Edelman over,
He wanted Lenny P.
yep, you want somebody,
Lenny, playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny. But you wanted people that you've played with in the past that's going to help these young receivers or these other receivers know, listen, Brady
Garrett
like,
Wilson.
yep, you got to. So now with Lazard there, he can tell these guys that you know, because we all know Aaron Rodgers really doesn't like grooming these. He likes veteran receivers because he doesn't want to groom the young ones. So now you got one of your main guys that was your go-to at one point to sit there and say, look, he likes for you to cut in route this way. He does things this way. I think it's great. I think it's a good add-on. You know, I don't think they're gonna go to Super Bowl. I'm not saying that.
No, but they just made the AFC very scary.
Yeah, they've made it more competitive than what it really was.
But I also think at the same time, like I had told you, I had wrote it in the chat as well, that the Jalen Ramsey going to Miami, and what was another big move to the AFC?
It's been
Jimmy G going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Will solidify him saying, oh, now I really want to play in the AFC. Because it's just like, let's say he did stay with Green Bay, there's really nobody, you know, there. And it's like, it's not competitive. Maybe he does 1 year, maybe he does two, maybe and retires, you know. I also am a strong believer that maybe and pick on him like quick, he probably would have this year after he came out his retreat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I think it's a good look. I think Lazard there is going to help out, and I think that he does bring a different flavor. You just don't know which Aaron you're going to get, and are you still going to get the Aaron with the MVP season Aaron, or are you going to get what you got last year? You know. You saw where Miles Sanders went?
Let's go, baby.
What's the score?
Oh, it's still zips.
What's the score?
8, just really quick off. Yep, it's off topic 0-0. But Puerto Rico just got a hit. You know, that's a big W for me. So we just got to keep on building on top of those hits. Let's go.
Oh, you guys just won?
No,
You guys just won?
no, it just started.
No,
Okay.
We got a hit.
Okay, I don't know what that means because I don't watch baseball.
They got on base. They got on base.
Okay.
Yeah,
they hit the ball.
Yeah. So, you saw where Miles Sanders went?
No, he got picked up already.
Panthers.
No. Yep. Miles Sanders agreed to terms with the Panthers.
Breaking news here.
The Panthers are working. They're working. They're making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news. Miles Sanders just signed with the Panthers.
So here we go. Free agency starting. The frenzy's going.
I will never forget. I want to say it was 2020. Hold on 1 second.
That's going to be a good look, man. Miles Sanders there. Good running back, solid.
Mom called me.
Well, I think it's a good look for the Panthers, and he got his money, so it's
A
good.
great look. They got Aiden Hurst. They got Miles Sanders. Let's say they do get Thielen, right? I still think they're gonna draft CJ Stroud the first round. They say Bryce Young. I'm saying CJ. You know, maybe they have who just signed with them?
Is it Andy Dalton?
Dalton. There, he's there. Be a good, maybe a good backup.
I wish Bryce would have took part in the combine. I would have loved to see him play, or at least try run the drills. Yeah, CJ looks very comfortable, very fluid there.
Mhm. Yes, that combine, he looked good.
I think he's going to transition well. Who else? There was another player,
Richardson from the Gators.
But Will Levis.
Levis.
I like him. him. He got an arm. He's poised. He throws the ball. I was very pleased with his performance.
You know whose combine he kind of reminded me of from the combine?
Who?
The 2020 combine with Justin Herbert.
Mm.
That's who he looked like in the combine, like Justin Herbert.
I would like to see where he goes and CJ. They both look more fluid with the ball. More comfortable.
Okay, what was your two-part question? We got off track a little bit with Miles Sanders. What was your two-part question?
No, I said that. No, I said it was a two-part question with the Lazard and this thing.
So what is your question you have?
No, my question was: do you think that Lamar should take a contract in the NFC where the competition is less, and maybe go further? Because I think in the AFC he's going to struggle.
He's going to struggle, but I do agree with that. But it's just Lamar needs to take what is offered to him. And I'm telling you, it's going to be less than a 3-year, $130 million that Baltimore tried to offer him in September that he turned down. And he screwed himself. And we said it, he screwed himself.
June, do you think he should reach out to some teams? Because remember, he doesn't have a manager. So there's nobody to reach out to these teams. An agent, I'm sorry. He doesn't have an agent to reach out to these teams. Do you think that he should be reaching out and saying, listen, if you bring me, I don't want the $200 million guaranteed. How about we do 3 years, 175 fully guaranteed, or 150 fully guaranteed. And then if we get to a certain level in them 3 years, we could extend more and add more to it.
100%. 100%. I would say, hey, this is the year. I'm looking for fully guaranteed money. What do you have to offer? At this point, this is what I'm looking for. I won't even tell my number. Cool. Hey, here goes what I got, bro. That's all I got in my wallet. The rest I got to put in the savings because you never know.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But the only bad thing about that is that right now it's out of his hand. And if let's say, for example, you got a team that says, listen, I'll give you $160 million guarantee for 2 years. That's $80 million. The Ravens could come back and say, okay, we'll match that.
We know that's what he wants. So I mean,
that's a drastic number. That's drastic. But
let's be realistic, right? Lamar is a baby diva. We see it on Twitter. When you had said Lamar, he doesn't have an agent, so should he be reaching out for these teams? Do you think he's waiting for teams to reach out to him?
I think so. I don't know. I don't think he knows what he's doing, to be honest.
He doesn't.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. And I think that he's playing like when he shows. So there's nothing wrong with him showing 3 years guaranteed $133 million. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. Because you're proving somebody else that it wasn't what you heard. This is what the real was, not what you heard. However, you are in a position right now. People are wondering why teams are not reaching out for you. Some people say collusion. Some people say no, that they don't want the Ravens to do their homework. So what the Ravens don't want is to set the market again. So what they're saying is basically, let's say June's team says, listen, we'll give you the 250 fully guaranteed for 5 years. Now the Ravens come back and say, well, look, we're not the ones that made the offers. They did, but we're going to match it because we want to keep them. And boom, match it. Or they could say no. But the problem with that is the minute you make the offer, I think the Ravens had 5 days to come back and say yes or no. So for those 5 days, you lost a chance to grab somebody else and your money's tied up. So they're in a very tough spot, any team that wants him, because you're always going to have to go back to the other team. So now, okay, let's say you give him 180 over 3 years, fully guaranteed. That's 60 mil a year. That's more than Patrick. That's more than any other quarterback. He'd be the highest paid quarterback, fully guaranteed 3 years. But now I'm giving him 2 first-round draft picks for you.
That's a lot of money, bro. I mean, that's if I'm that team, bro, I'm losing. I mean, shoot, I could trade for another quarterback for less money and get somewhat of equal or better value.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I was gonna ask, Bree. Would he go across the NFC and have a chance to basically eat, you know what I'm saying? And have more success, in my opinion, than he would if he stayed in AFC right now.
Now, my closeout question for you guys. Let's try to keep it in 10 minutes, okay? Frankie, if you can hear, you can answer this as well. Okay. I'm asking you guys this because it was brought. Sorry, I have NFL Total Access Live on right now. But I'm asking you guys this because I seen it on NFL Total Access Live the other day, and I was like, oh, this is a great question to ask the podcast. Now, draft class 2020 quarterbacks. Who gets the bigger contract, Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts?
Oh, Burrow's gonna get it.
Burrow.
Burrow's gonna get it.
I think. Well, wait. She said the bigger contract, right?
Yeah, it's Burrow.
So I think actually short term, I think the Bengals might pull a Patrick Mahomes with Joe Burrow. I give him like a long contract, but very much team friendly contract. So I think if we're gonna talk about short term gain, it's gonna be definitely Jalen Hurts that's gonna get the bigger contract. However, if we're gonna talk about long term, I think it might be Joe Burrow because I think the Bengals will the Eagles will probably pay Jalen Hurts, and I don't think that's because Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback or anything. But I think the Eagles are definitely taking notice right now of like the Lamar Jackson situation, and they're probably gonna make note of that for like years to come. So they're definitely gonna see how Jalen develops as a pocket passer over the next few years because they're like, yeah, he's a dual threat quarterback now, but looking at the Lamar Jackson situation or any quarterbacks that was a dual threat before him, it's like, all right, how are we gonna manage it though? Can we see if it will be long lasting for us? I feel like with Joe Burrow that they're gonna have that security, the Bengals, because he's proven to be durable after he tore his ACL his rookie year and then came back better than ever, and he's improving every single last year and literally almost made the Super Bowl again, just one game away. So I think they're probably gonna give him I think they probably were gonna break the bank on him, but he did say he would get like a team friendly deal because he wants to keep winning for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna give him a Patrick Mahomes type deal where it's gonna be like you're gonna get paid, but it's just gonna be for a certain amount of years though. I think that he might get the next $500 million contract, to be honest. But that's just my take on it though, because I think he's still on would it be his 3rd year contract or his 4th year contract?
That's third. So what about you, June? What you think?
It's gonna be very biased, and that's what it's gonna sound like. But I'm gonna be really honest, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna say Jalen gets the bigger contract, and I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on, Brady, don't laugh.
No, it's just the way you're like, I'm gonna be biased.
How you preface
It's just the way you said it because you had that cheesy smile on your face, like we know it's coming.
I know
we
y'all.
just knew it was coming.
I know what y'all thinking already. I'm like, let me just say it now. So Burrow is damaged greatness. I'm not even gonna say damaged goods because he's damaged greatness. There's people that has that type of injury, and they never recover. We all know that. But then there's Burrow came right back to team to the Super Bowl, and it was what it was, and put up I don't know how many points, 17. Well, how many points they put up? 28 or 30, whoever they lost to against the Chiefs.
Oh, I mean, they went to the wire, and he threw picks. That was his worst game, and they still came down to one play. You know.
Yeah, and the reason that I'm gonna go with Jalen is strictly based on what he's proven, and what he's proven is progression. Burrow, to me, I think he's always been good. Like he came in good, he got injured, Like to me, I think Burrow is just good. He has good pieces around him that automatically clicked. And I think if Burrow had the mobility as Jalen, then I would put Burrow ahead. So that's why Jalen is going to get the type of contract he's going to get this year, and why Burrow's still going to get a big ass contract. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just telling you because maybe I'm just an Eagles fan, and if I had to say who gets 50, who gets 100 million, how would you split it? I would say Jalen gets 51 million and Burrow gets 49. It ain't a big difference.
So
let's go ahead, Frank.
No, I was gonna say I think Burrow gets it only because what he's done for that organization. Your team is just 4 years removed from winning a Super Bowl. You was just in the Super Bowl, like in this decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, have one ring. Bengals don't have one.
They were there the year before.
Yeah,
and they couldn't get there the following year.
And look, and almost got there. So I think when it comes down to it, I think they're both gonna get paid, but I think Burrow fits. I think Burrow's gonna get it just off what he's done for that organization. You know, they're gonna reward that. The Eagles have had more success than the Bengals have had. You know, you guys been to 3 Super Bowls? How many the Bengals been to?
I don't know.
You know, y'all went to how many NFC championships in a row under Andy Reid before you made it to 1 Super Bowl with him. So I mean, you know, in the 2000s, you guys have 8. That's more than some teams could say. But go ahead, Bree. What you was gonna say?
I'm more 50-50 on it, but to just play devil's advocate with your response of success, and I like Joe Burrow. You know, we love Daddy Burrow over here, even though he's a Bengal, I still love him, respect him, you know. But to play devil's advocate with that, he's had more success. Yes, he's had more success because he's been a starter longer than Hurts at the same time. So him having more success, I'm 50-50. I'm 100% 50-50 on it. But if I had to pick one, I would probably do 50 million and 50 cents. 50 million or 50 million 50 cents Joe Burrow, and then 49 million 50 cents Jalen Hurts. But yeah, just to play devil's advocate with your response, Frank, on to more success, he's played longer, so of course he's started longer, so of course he's going to have more success than Jalen. So Nikki, the question was quarterback draft class 2020, who gets paid a bigger contract, Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts, and why? I can't hear you. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask a quick question before I give an answer. Bree, who you think I'm gonna say?
Oh, we know you're gonna say Joe Burrow because you hate Jalen Hurts so much.
Frank, who you think I'm gonna say?
I was gonna say Joe Shiesty.
June, who you think I'm gonna say?
Probably gonna
June,
say
just answer
you're probably gonna say Dak Prescott. I don't know.
You see how disgusting you are? This is why we go through.
This
is why our relationship is the way it is, June. You can't answer a simple question. What's the question again? June. I mean, what's
Joe
your
Burrow
name, Bree?
or Lamar, because we got 5 minutes.
1,000% I'm going Joe Shiesty.
And why?
Now, hold on. If you want me to be honest, for real, it will actually be a hard decision. It would be a hard decision to go. Either or would be great. That's me being honest. No shit, all shit aside, right? The only reason, The only reason why I went Joe Shiesty is, and I had to actually think really hard. But the only reason why is just the longevity, right? I think, but you know, Joe came in the first year, he got hurt. But since then, Joe has shown me nothing but great. Nothing against Jalen, because I think Jalen has progressed, you know, and in this last year you can actually see his growth.
Mhm.
But I think for me is Joe started hot and has remained hot. And I think over time Jalen got hot. So just because of the consistency that I've gotten from Joe since
Mhm.
his injury, that's the only reason why I went with Joe. But in all honesty, besides that, you can't go wrong with neither quarterback.
If
You
you
can't
had
go wrong.
100 million, if you had 100 million and Frank was Joe and I was Jalen, how much would you give us?
So I think I would have to agree with Bree. And the only reason why is because I can't go wrong neither way. But
Mhm.
if I had to go with my, you know, where I felt like the consistency has been there, then who are you, June? You Jalen and Frank is Joe. I'm Frank. Here comes the money.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
and
I'm
then
coming.
and then Frank's question
Thanks.
is if you were Lamar, do you reach out to the NFC since the NFC is wide open, to play on the NFC?
So I'm gonna tell you what's the big issue now, right? Lamar is trying to save face. Okay, it is what it is, right? Um, I think he gambled on himself, which in the beginning, and I still agree. Sometimes you have to do that, but um, unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way he wanted, right? And I said this last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago, that regardless, the Ravens are in a win-win situation, right? Lamar is going to get the shorthanded stick. I think because of his pride, I don't think he would. You get what I'm saying? I think he'll just let the chips fall the way they will. Um, I don't know. I don't know if the smart. I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing, right? But I ask you this. I would turn the question back to you and say this, or to Frank, or to all of y'all, right? Um, why go to the side that is already the weakest link? And I'm not saying weak like they don't have
Because you have
strong players.
oh, go ahead.
I'm not saying weak like they don't have strong players, but see, my thing is Lamar has always betted on himself. Lamar thinks he could go to any team and prove something. Will it now be said, oh, he only went there because he will shine there? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand my question?
Yeah, well, like Frank said, the NFC is wide open, so you have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs and to
What's
win
wrong
on
with
the
June?
NFC side.
What's
Watch
wrong?
the Puerto Rico game.
Was it a home run, June?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
by Christian Vasquez too. I got a ball signed by him.
It's wide open and it's a better opportunity for him to actually make it to the playoffs and get more wins on that side than it is the AFC side. Now,
Well, why would you say that?
because the NFC is wide
Because of
open.
competition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
I'm
NFC
not
is
against
completely.
that.
Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets, and like we had said earlier, who were actual contenders on the NFC? We could only name really three like that. So the NFC being wide open, that gives Lamar an opportunity to actually make it to the playoffs and actually have success over on the NFC with the team.
So I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I think that's true. I think that if he went to the AFC, and I'm not, whatever, it is what it is, right? Um, if he hits that success, it will only speak more than going to the weaker link and hitting that same success. It's gonna be like, of course he did. Ain't nobody over there. You know what I'm saying? So the
But
thing
I
is,
wouldn't see it in
I
that negative
personally,
aspect. Look at it in a positive
no,
aspect.
come on now. No. I'm not looking at it negative or positive. Like I'm not saying that it won't be a positive. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason why Lamar's in the situation he is now is because he betted on himself. I think going to the NFC It's not that he's not betting on himself. It just make it seem like you went to the weaker side anyway. You get what I'm saying? All that to go to the side that didn't like you. It's just like me being in the 3rd grade and I get sent to a kindergarten class. I'm going to flourish. There's no way I'm not. You get what I'm saying? I'm in the 3rd grade.
He may never know, but that's
Yeah, you'll never know. You'll never know. But personally, I think that Lamar, the situation that Lamar is in, I think his pride won't allow him to even do that. You get what I'm saying? And that's just me.
I think for him, and he in this, we're not Lamar. None of us are. You know, obviously, we probably would have took other money than what we're doing.
June. Come on, June.
But what I was gonna say was basically this.
That's your twin.
I don't think that anybody's gonna criticize him if he went to a weaker conference, just because he's doing what's right for him. At the end of the day, you know, what are we playing the game for? Are we playing the game to just make the most money? Or are we playing the game to make money and win championships? You know, and you know, we can talk about this forever, and I think we've all agreed AFC is really packed. And if he doesn't go back to the Ravens, what team is he really going to go to that's ready to go to the next level right now? You know, people can say, well, the Ravens aren't. Well, last year the Ravens were a play away from beating the Bengals and going to the AFC Championship
without Lamar.
So, you know, again, to me, I think pride is getting his way, and I also feel that he needs to stop counting somebody else's pockets, bro. The Browns were desperate, and you know, Watson was smart. He took advantage of it, but they just restructured his deal to bring more money in, so they can get more people. So that it snapped in. Anyways,
right, most definitely. And you remember I said that thing, like, yeah, the big ticket item has now been reconstructed. So was it really a big ticket item? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I think for Lamar, and this is just me being real honest, it's already gone too far. So it's just like, fuck it. He just gotta be out, you know?
I agree. It's carried on too long. I'm honestly, I'm glad we figured out where Rodgers was going, because now we just got to figure out where the fuck he going. Because I'm tired of talking about it. There's so much other good stuff out there, man. But we covered a lot of stuff today too. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go around the room. Nikki, you can go first because you know you in San Diego.
I can't wait till my life settles down so I can stay the whole segment. And I was supposed to stay the whole segment this time. But anyway, America.
What?
Oh,
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I was talking, and then a text came in, so I got distracted reading the text. I thought it was from the group, but it's from my other group. Anyway, so it's always a pleasure coming on here. I mean, one of these days, my life will kind of settle down a little bit, and I'll get to actually enjoy being on here, cussing everybody out and receiving the cuss words back. You know, just having very good, strong, passionate conversation. This is the second time I travel, and I feel like the weather wasn't on my side. Is it me or is it these locations? Question mark. That wasn't for anybody to really answer. But like always, actually next week I'm on leave, so I can do the podcast free without any work distraction. Now I'm going to Indy to visit my parents because my nephew turned 1. But America, look, I'm always glad to be on here. Every time I get on here, I feel like I learn a little bit more. I haven't really been following it besides what everybody has put out, because I'm always doing something. But I'm excited. So yeah, come back football season.
Deal with the Panthers is 4 years, June.
What, Mom?
Yep.
Miles Sanders. Okay, I didn't know that y'all put that out. That's why I didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
y'all seen that?
Yeah, breaking news. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, they
they
didn't put a price yet, but it's 4 years.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I think.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look, it was another good week, good topics. Free agency is actually doing something. Thank God it's giving us something to talk about. Until next week, Bree.
Always a pleasure doing this with you guys every week. Make sure you stay fit. Make sure you stay healthy. Make sure you drink all your water. It's pollen season, so make sure you. My eyes are red and back. I look like I hit my eyes. But tomorrow is my birthday. I'm turning a big 29. So
What?
if everyone tells me happy birthday, make sure you send me $100 and I'm a queen.
Don't
Hello.
split it.
Yeah, my class is getting me balloons and cupcakes tomorrow, so I'm excited. I feel like I'm in kindergarten again. But that's all I have. Free agency is not stopping until Monday, so there's going to be a lot more to put out next week. Jim?
Hey, I just want to say happy to be here today. Definitely happy. Puerto Rico scored again. PR over DR. I love my DR folks. But it's Puerto Rico. You know how it is. Super excited for this game right now. So damn it, let's go.
All right, y'all. Till next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and activate your notifications. Fran presents the play call.
Yay.